Joffrey, Renly, Robb Stark are all thieves. They'll bend the knee or I'll destroy them.
The council now calls forward Lord Belvazar Bolton, High Lord of the Dreadfort, with charges of... Before Benfrey could finish his sentence, the young Lord of the Stranger's Hill moved forward, slowly clapping his hands, a smug and arrogant smile upon his face. My lords, I demand a trial by combat. I believe I have that right. He didn't wait for an answer. Harmond Umber shall stand for me as my champion and prove my innocence before the old gods and your... Seven. He spat the last word, full of venom. A monstrously huge and bearded man stepped forward from the crowd. A great brown beard hung in a braid beyond his thick, muscled chest. The great chained giant of his house displayed proudly upon his red cloak. The crowd gasped and broke into a huge mass of muffled whispers. My lords and ladies, I beg for your silence, Benfrey shouted over the crowds. You have that right, my lord, Benfrey said with great annoyance. And who shall stand for our lovely queen against my fierce champion? Belvazar sniped back, a great smirk spread across his face. I will. Young Joarak stepped forward instantly from his queen's side. No, your grace, allow me the great honour of killing this savage, came a shout from the fat Lord Firehand. Suddenly a great burst from a score of other lords and knights, great and small, came forward, all begging for the chance to earn the new queen's favour and win glory, when suddenly... Silence! The towering and slightly crooked and bent Sir Stephen Roseheart, Lord of the White Star, emerged from the crowd before the Umber Giant. Your Grace, I shall fight this man and prove this Bolton pup's guilt before the Seven and all those present. For half an instant, Benfrey thought he seemed to notice that Belvazar's smile turned to a look of dread and panic, before flickering back to a confident grin. Ha 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 ha! You, is this old fool of the best you Southerners can offer? Laughed the Umber warrior, who unsheathed his huge and ugly-looking sword. Sir Joarak, recently knighted and former squire of Sir Stephen, came forward to help the old man into his armour. Sir Stephen stepped forward and stood up straight and proud. Suddenly he didn't look a ragged and vulnerable old man, but a mighty metal giant shining in red and black plate. He unsheathed Wolfsbane, the Valyrian steel sword of House Roseheart. The dark blade shone when the sunlight caught it. The steel was as black as coal. At the end of the sword's hilt sat a red ruby in the shape of a heart. It almost seemed to pulse as if alive. And then, within a blink of an eye, the old man darted forward with a vicious flurry of relentlessly powerful attacks. All the first man could do in reply was to hold up his sword in a defensive stance and try to survive the onslaught. But as the strikes continued to rapidly hit home upon his old and battered greatsword, bright sparks flashed as the two swords sung and Wolfsbane left huge and terrible notches upon its far inferior opponent. Harmon Umber's determined expression seemed to turn to one of great panic, as his face flushed white with fear and his body began to tire from the unstoppable tide that was Sir Stephen Roseheart. Then, so quick that if Benry had blinked he'd have missed it, the Queen's champion struck a mortal blow to his opponent, as Wolfbane cut through hair, skull and brain alike to send the top half of Belvazar's champion's head flying through the air in a stream of dark red blood. Harmon's body dropped to the floor with a thud. The top half of his skull hit the floor with a wet slap, as it slid toward Lord Bolton's feet, looking up at him. Sir Stephen wiped his sword clean. His body seemed to recurve again, making him once more look like the man of 64 he was. He removed his helm. The old man hadn't even broke into as much as a sweat. Benfrey wished it had been Sir Stephen his brother had come across upon the battlefield outside Oldstones. If so, his sister might still be here, and Tytos and his rebellion dead much earlier. The gods have made their will known, Lord Bolton, but you do not deserve the mercy of an execution. That would not serve. I have come to learn that you Boltons seem to hold pride, greed and titles above your own lives, Benfrey said with a loud and authoritative tone. He stopped to stare down upon the young lord, who was still staring upon the head of his champion in shock. With the power installed upon me by my sister, Queen Lyanna Sevenstar, first of her name, I, Benfrey Highstar, Hand of the Queen, hereby strip your house of the high lordship of the Stranger's Hills from this day forward. My queen is not without mercy, however. Your daughter will rule as the Lady of the Dreadfort once she comes of age and be given a betrothal to match her rank. You, however, will be stripped of all titles and spend the rest of your living days as a man of the Night's Watch, where maybe you will learn to possess a shred of honour. If not, however, you will at least get to spend the rest of your days brooding alongside your Lord Father at the end of the world, thinking on how together you brought the downfall of your once mighty house. Hello everyone and welcome back to the Citadel with me, Grandmaster Stitch, where we return to the Kingdom of Andalia with the first episode of Queen Lyanna Sevenstar, first of her name. So yeah, the Civil War is finally over. All of the traitors have been punished, and now it's going to be a time of great, hopefully, recovery and peace. We've got a lot to sort out before we can do that. We've got titles and high lordships. We need to sort out a coronation. We could do with having some tourneys and feasts and such to try and get the realm recovering. And most importantly, we need to get a son. And I've just realised that Lyanna's a trained fighter, so she can actually fight. That's interesting. I didn't realise that before. 75 personal combat skill. That's not actually that bad. Right, so yes, we've got titles to sort out. We've got many titles. We've got the Lordship of the Crossfort. We've got the High Lordship of the Mother's Embrace. We've got the High Lordship of Wickeden. We've got the High Lordship of the Crone's Crossing. We've got the High Lordship of the Stranger's Hills as well. So we've got a lot to give away. So let's go down to Wickeden first. Let's get the High Lordship page up. So we've got Corbury and Dartmoor. We don't want to give it to another Corbury. We've already got the Corburys of the fingers. We do have Lord Templeton. As you know, I love the Templeton sigil, so we could give it to him. He's a decent diplomat as well, which is interesting, with his Shrycross wife. I've not had any kids yet, but I suppose they've not been married too long. Crabshaw, we've got a second branch of House Crescent now that Leopold Drake is dead, and wow, he's got Dragon Dream, so that's interesting. And then obviously we have House Redstone in Wickeden, the son of Harbert. We obviously don't want to give it to them, so I think it's going to be an easy choice. We're going to grant the landed title, the High Lordship of Wickeden, to Lord Templeton. Okay, so that's that sorted. It means we do need to, I need to get Chris on the job of sorting out the sigils now, as obviously we've still got the Redstone one for that, but that's fine. Then we've got the High Lordship of the Mother's Embrace to give away. We've got the Young Maiden Girl, and then we've obviously got Lord Danes of Crow's Baron, who's a Steelheart, a decent steward, fat, fair. Does have an heir as well, Owen Steelheart, Harry and Steelheart, so the Steelheart line's pretty secure, but what I think I'm going to do is grant the landed title to Benfrey. Let's reward Benfrey for all of his hard work. He's helped us win that war, hasn't he? Let's give him the High Lordship of the Mother's Embrace as some extra land under him. It should work okay. So that gives him 2 High Lordships now. He has the High Lordship of the Giant Lance and the High Lordship of the Mother's Embrace. We'll keep the Crone's Crossing for ourselves for now. So I'm not decided what to do with the Crossfort. We'll wait as we go forward. And then the Stranger's Hills. I don't know how well this is going to work because AI likes to be retarded, but I'm going to split it between the Warrior's Way and the Grey Cliffs, and we'll see how that goes. If it ends up becoming problematic, we may have to do some console commands, and we'll put probably House Salzard or Brightmire in charge of this. So we're going to look at religion, and the 2 northern sections are old gods. So what we're going to do is we're going to transfer the vassalage. We can't. Oh no, I've gone on retract. Stupid me. Transfer the vassalage. We should be able to do it. Yes, if we send Lady Bolton over to Lord Owen of the Grey Cliffs, and we'll send Brightmire over to him as well, even though they're Andal, it is Old God territory, so it'd be better off underneath Lord Greystock. So transfer vassalage of, where are you? Colmer Brightmire. There we go, and that's going to improve his opinion of us as well, which is good. And then the lower type thingy, the lower areas will go to the Lord of Warrior's Way, which is obviously, of course, the Racks. And the Hooten Bullseye would be good there anyway, because that thingies that off quite nicely, which means the Wolf's Watch would probably be better under the Grey Cliffs. And then we could just give the Hooten lands to Muribold. I might do that, actually. It'll put these on 5 lordships and the Grey Cliffs on 6 lordships, but the Warrior's Way is so much more powerful, and it'll just give it a nicer border, I think, if the Hooten lands go to the Hornwood, and then I think the Salzard lands to the Grey Cliffs. So, right, we will transfer the vassalage of Hooten. Should be here somewhere. Where's the Hooten lands? They should be under us. The rest of it was. So why can we not send the Hooten lands to you? It's interesting. What about... would it let us do it to Owen? Why wouldn't it let us send it to you? No, that's strange. We could just... we do need to destroy that High Lordship anyway. The High Lordship of the Stranger's Hills. Can afford to lose 200. We don't have the prestige to destroy it at present. So we've given 2 away to those. So why can't we give away the other ones to Lord Rack? Why? Oh, we can give Salzard. There's Salzard. So where is Lord Hooten? Why can't... is it because he's currently got some troops raised? It could be that. Right, so I'm going to send Salzard over to the Grey Cliffs just because it borders it off nice here. And then I'm going to send Hooten to Rack. So let's let's transfer the vassalage of Harry and Salzard over to Lord Owen of the Grey Cliffs. And then when this is sorted out, we'll send Lord Hooten of the Warrior's Way over to Lord Rack. And then when we've got the prestige, we will destroy that High Lordship, because people are going to hate us because of having so many High Lordships. But at least we've given away most of our titles now. We've got the Lordship of the Crossfort still, and the High Lordship of the Crone's Crossing, and the High Lordship of the Stranger's Hills, which you can't destroy just yet. Hopefully we're not going to upset too many people by having that. We do need to destroy some more of these titles as well at some point. The next still being invaded by the Ironborn, which is annoying. Right, can we organise a coronation ceremony? Yes, we can. Let's get this out of the way. The time has finally come for me to be officially recognised as Queen of Andalia. In order to do this, I will need the support of the faith, but convincing authoritative members will neither be easy nor cheap. To begin preparations, I should find a priest willing to crown me, send for the most powerful scepter in the realm. Yes, of course. Of course we want to do that. We'll also host a tourney in Sevensport, and we'll go for a grand tourney for all the realms. So all this is going to cost us a lot of money, but it's going to get the realm hopefully back on track. We do have some idle council members. We'll get our Hand of the King to oversee the realm. Our spy master's not busy. I want to reappoint Engar once we can, but we can't do it just yet, unfortunately. I don't really know what to do with you at the minute. Have we got any dangerous factions? Crown Loyalists, Independents, and depose Queen Lyanna. Okay, well that's not good. So let's send our spy master to scheme in Iron Oaks then. That hopefully will sort that out. Minor titles, I don't think we've got any to do. I have added Lady Pia the Vixen to the personal bodyguard of the Queen, her older sister. I don't think there's anything else that needs sorting out at the moment. I have actually given some decent nicknames as well to lords around the realm. So if we go to Sir Bellis of Bellis Redguard of Sevensguard now. He's now Sir Bellis the Late of Sevensguard, considering that he decided to join the war right at the last minute. We have Lord Morribold the Fearless of the Warrior's Way. We have Lord Stephen the Warrior of Whitestar. We have Lord Colmer the Brave of Oldstone. Lord Benfrey the Just. We have Lord Danes the Wise. So yeah, we've got lots of nice nicknames for certain characters now, which is pretty cool. I think I also gave one to everybody's favourite knight. Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? He'll be here somewhere. Getting old now, bless him. Here he is, Lister the Loyal of House Sevenstar. Perfect. Right, let's unpause while we wait for these things to kick off. We do have a couple of new custom characters as well. Been a long time since I've added any, but we'll go over those quickly. I completely forgot. I am going to be doing an overview stream the day after this video releases as well, guys, for as we do at the beginning of every reign, so that we can look over Andalia and see how stuff is going. Right, so we've got Mark Orson, who is a former cell sale, so who's now found his way to Andalia. We have Kristen Creed as well, who's pretty interesting. Skilled fighter, knight, sympathy for Eastern gods. He's brave, authoritative, honourable, and a family person. He's also married to an Eastern woman, Lyseni, who worships R'hllor. That's why he's got that sympathy for Eastern gods. And I'm pretty sure we've got a couple. We've got another one or two. Giles Kington, who is a genius, a poor fighter. He's burnt, a socialiser, a seducer, lustful, drunkard, and one-eyed. And I think we've got one more. Yes, Roland the Oak of House High Oak, who is tall, a trained fighter, a knight, scarred, Brave, Wrath, and Contempt. Our court was a little bit empty, so I decided to add a few of your guys' custom characters just to fill it back up a bit. A lot of people have died and disappeared recently, so yeah, it needed filling back up a bit. The best part about preparing a feast is deciding what foodstuff to serve. I must purchase venison, boar and duck spices, wine and ale, honey for the desserts, cheeses and perhaps even a swan or a peacock. I will spend lavishly. We'll gain the trait fat. Well, we don't want to gain the trait fat because we're meant to be the most beautiful woman in Andalia, so we will spend enough on food to satisfy everybody's hunger. Perfect. We really need to hope that we get a son soon. We're desperate for that son. Why is the council in discontent? That's a shame. Oh, they're only in discontent for a few more months, so that is from previous reigns, so that's good. Your wisdom and mercy legendary. I, Lord Colmore the Brave, accept your proposal for a non-aggression pact. Perfect. We need to set our crown focus in Sevensport, of course. I don't want to do any colonising. Not at the moment. It's a shame that we can't get involved in this war to try and end things. Peace with you, I, Lord Danes the Wise, accept your proposal for a non-aggression pact. It is warming as winter comes to an end in the Crossfort. Perfect, so winter's almost over. We can't help the Reeds, unfortunately, which is really annoying because we could do with helping them. Blessed upon you in your house, I accept your suggestion that Sir Roland and Zoe get married. To the excellent Queen Lyanna of Andalia, I shall be honoured to officiate her Grace's coronation. I eagerly await her Grace's instructions regarding date and manner of the ceremony in order to better prepare myself for this sacred duty. Marvellous. Now I have found a favour of the 7 priests willing to crown me, I must decide how much I wish to spend for the ceremony leading up to it. It shall be an extravagant ceremony, yes it shall. We need to get all of the lords of the realm back on side, so yes, let's do that. We want to get everybody as friends again. Peace with you, I Lord Enger the Evil, accept your proposal for a non-aggression pact. Perfect. To the sweet Queen Lyanna, blessed upon you in your house, I accept your suggestion that Giles and Moraine get married. So that's just all the marriages for the new custom characters that we obviously have to sort out, else they will just randomly die, as we've found out many times in the past. Queen Lyanna, I will be glad to attend your coronation. I will travel to Sevensport to partake in the important event. Signed, High King Lucan Lannister of the Western Lands. And this guy is scarily strong now, which really worries me. 30. Oh wow, he's lost a leg by the looks of it. He's severely injured. He's one-legged, stressed and wounded. Okay, so it'd be interesting if he ends up dying. What had happened with the Westerlands? He does have a son, Prince Willard of the Westerlands, but his army is 110,000 strong. That is ridiculous, and I think that's without some of the landers. Some of it is in a bit of a civil war, so he could, yeah, he's got more than enough manpower to crush Andalia at present with how weak Andalia is, especially considering we've just come out of a winter and a civil war. The whole land of Andalia is probably starving to death. Only a few more days remain before I am crowned queen before the gods and all my subjects. My court is filling with distinguished guests, both vassals and foreign dignitaries come to bear witness to this fundamental moment of my reign. Such a lavish ceremony is a rare spectacle to behold, even amongst royalty. It will never be soon enough. So yeah, hopefully we can get this wedding out, this coronation and tourney out of the way, which is going to hopefully get everyone's opinion of us a lot better, recovering the realm. Septon Carl's present for my upcoming coronation has lured an entire flock of scholars and theologians in my court. While most of them keep their distance from the nobility, I've had the chance to overhear a few of them discussing about the most intriguing metaphysical subjects during the evening. I will keep listening from the shadows. I will join the conversation, gain 1 learning. Now we know Lyanna needs some learning, so yeah, we'll definitely go for that. That gives her a huge 1 learning. Wow. But yeah, we could do with improving that so she's not a complete retard. The tourney of Sevensport. It is time to let the tournament begin, and for the next 2 months, let all show their martial brilliance. This is the time. It'll be interesting to see who does win that. If it's someone from a lesser house or someone fairly unknown, I'm tempted to give them the Crossfort as a reward, and we can say in law that the idea of the tourney was to land somebody. But if someone who's already got a load of land wins it, then obviously we're not going to do that because there's no need. This morning, a curious visitor came to my court. He is a wandering knight who travelled to Sevensport after hearing news of my upcoming coronation. He has proclaimed that he wishes to pledge his loyalty to me and protect my honour from all offenders. He is ready and eager to defend the reputation of the queen whose virtue is renowned as mine to his death. You are welcome. But nobody's popped up, so I've got no idea who that knight is. So that's interesting. Oh, it was this old guy, apparently, who's... No, that's just someone else who died in suspicious circumstances. No idea. It was hard to notice at first, but after spending a few days with him in my service, I've come to realise that that devotion to me goes well beyond the boundaries of loyalty between a knight and his queen. Tonight I press the issue with him, only to have him kneel at my feet and profess his undying love for me. But who is this guy? It's just a random guy. I love you too. Can we just be friends instead? Unacceptable. You are relieved of your duty. Can we just be friends instead? We've got high diplomacy so we can get away with it. I've got no idea who the knight is. It hasn't actually given us a knight. Okay, some stuff going on with the Ironborn. Oh, here we go. Lord Peter Silvereye has used his attendance in the Feast of Sevensport to present a petition for justice before the court. He claims that Nissa Salzard had his kinsman, Amara Silvereye, murdered and demands that she is brought to justice for this outrageous crime. So let's have a look at Amara... Oh no, Nissa Salzard of Long Sister was murdered on the... Oh, so she did do it. So she'll be arrested and made to answer for her crimes. There we go, so we're going to have to sort that out. That's unfortunate for Lyanna that we've had to have that happen. Mummers and singers outside the townhouses while slowly moving towards my castle. The summer fair suddenly felt less pleasant as the mummers clad in strange clothes went from door to door singing and frightening small children. If they think they will get in, they are wrong. Come in and welcome, we gain some piety. I can't wait. Okay. So he is actually the person. I can't wait. I love mummers. We could gain Gregorus, but we're going to upset people. Yeah, we'll go with that. We could gain Gregorus. We didn't, but never mind. As the feast begins, Master Otho Mouton presented a petition for justice. Before the court. He says that crime and banditry in Saltpans is an increasing threat, and that the local sheriffs cannot contain the problem. He petitions that you send men and coin to eradicate the menace plaguing the area. Well, yeah, considering that got completely sacked in the war several times, that's probably going to be a bit of an issue down there with outlaws. So, yeah, we'll send Lord Colmar Bloom to sort that out. He rarely fails us. Lord Colmar organised a group of men to tackle the bandits and rogues in Saltpans. He successfully captured or killed many prominent criminals and publicly hanged them as an example to others. The problem has now been stamped out and Master Otho is satisfied. Good work. Good work, perfect. I forgot that we had a Mouton in Andalia. Your Grace, for too long, Torrig Frostfang has occupied my rightful seat. Who are you? Varrowolf. Oh, you're the guy who's in our court, aren't you? No, I will not act against the wildlings. We're not going to war. We've got too much to sort out as it is. Scepter Corral of Stonekeem has used her attendance at the feast in Sevensport to present a petition for justice before the court. She claims that while she was detained by Lord Enger Firehand, she was barbarically tortured and mutilated. She demands justice and redress for this abuse of her person. So who are you? You're a Valeman Scepter who's been blinded, I'm guessing by Enger the Evil. I will order Lord Enger to pay recompense. That's going to upset him. Lord Enger must be arrested. I don't think so. He's a loyalist. Lord Enger is clearly not guilty of these accusations. We lose 100 prestige for that, and we could gain the trait arbitrary. We don't want that. So, sorry, Enger. We're going to have to upset you, and you're going to have to pay some recompense to Scepter Corello. It's the least you can do, considering you've blinded the poor bitch. The first day's jousting is complete, with many lesser riders having already been eliminated from the competition. Now, over the coming days, the remaining men shall compete in the final list, tilting until only one champion remains. Fine jousters, all of them. Should we watch every tilt? Let's watch every tilt and see who wins. We won't read everything out, but we'll see who goes against who and who wins, just for the interest of it. My prisoner, Nissa Salzard, is complaining about her dark cell in the dungeon and is asking for more suitable accommodations that would befit her rank. We'll let her rot for now. Right, so what shall we do with you? Can we call you to trial? We can't. We can ransom you, which would get us a bit of money. There's not a lot we can do with you for now. You did murder someone, which is pretty bad, to be honest. You're dishonourable. You're disinherited. Okay, so you've been disinherited as well. We'll execute you. You're a murderer. Do it. She will be beheaded. At the age of 45, your subject, Nissa Salzard, was beheaded on the orders of Queen Lyanna of Andalia. Right, when are these jousts going to start? Here we go. It was Lord Steffren Mallistar and Sir Adrim Bloom's turn to joust in the lists, and Sir Adrim won soundly in the final tilt. Lord Steffren was sent flying from his saddle in a hail of shattered lance pieces. He landed with a sickening crunch and is grievously injured. Most unfortunate. Lord Leopold Anvil and Lord Oliver Snow were the next to joust, and Lord Leopold was declared the winner. Lord Leopold Anvil, an incompetent commander, a trained fighter. Wow, 3 sons. Considering Anvil was close to dying out at one point, he's done pretty well. Wow, that sigil's nice. Same as the Roseheart sigil, but green and white. Well done, a fine joust. Sir Ellard and Mathis Stewart with an extra joust. No idea who either of these are, so these could end up getting landed. Wow, look at this guy, Sir Ellard. Holy warrior, direct leader, organizer, formidable fighter, knight, duelist. He's only got 70 personal combat skills. I suppose he is 47. Can we invite him to our court? We can. I'm inviting him to our court. He's impressive. And he won the joust as well against Mathis Stewart, whoever he is. He's a decent commander as well. Not too bad, but we'll go for the one who won. We'll invite him to our court. Sir Corman Silvereye and Lord Gilwood Hunter were the next to joust. And Sir Cormand was declared the winner. Sir Corman Silvereye, formidable fighter, interesting. Heir to the Lordship of Silverspear. He's decent. We'll make him important so we can keep an eye on him. Well done, a fine joust. Prince Jamie Mudd and Lord Danes Corbury were the next to joust in the list. After many tilts and broken lances, Lord Danes was eventually on horse, leaving Prince Jamie to be declared the winner. Then that surprises me, because Danes is a pretty decent knight. So let's have a look at Lord Jamie. He's not that impressive at all, to be honest, so I'm very surprised by that he's got through. Sir Elwood and Lord Darnold were the next to joust in the list. After many tilts and broken lances, Lord Darnold was eventually unhorsed, leaving Sir Elwood to be declared the winner. A formidable fighter, 52, organizer. Can we invite you to court? We can indeed. We'll invite these people to court. We'll look at these knights. We might be able to do something with them. They're decent fighters. Sir Laris and Sir Creighton Lingrave were the next to joust in the list. After many tilts and broken lances, Sir Creighton was eventually unhorsed, leaving Sir Laris to be declared the winner. He actually does have a wife. Oh, it's a matrimonial marriage. Who's she? Foxhall? No idea. No idea who, but well done. A fine joust. Sir Brancaro Shycross and Sir Robert were the next joust in the list. After many tilts, Sir Robert was eventually a horse, leaving Sir Branico to be declared the winner. No idea who you are. A random Shycross, which is interesting. Ah, okay. Okay, yeah, I know who you are now. Well done, a fine joust. Lord Colmar Bloom and Sir Eldred of Hardbottle were the next to joust. Colmar Bloom won, of course. Who's Sir Eldred? Pretty decent, to be fair, but yeah, Colmar Bloom is through. No surprises there. Lord Pierce Waddingham and Sir Mark Orson were the next to joust. Lord Pierce was declared the winner. No idea who you are either, to be honest. Lord Pierce of Sunrise Keep. Okay, well done, a fine joust. Sir Adam and High King Ambrose Sevenstar. High King Ambrose Sevenstar? Oh, our husband. With the next to joust in the list. After many tilts and break lances, High King Ambrose went on horse, leaving Sir Adam to be declared the winner. Pretty decent commander. In the service of Lord Seymour of Willowood. Fine, well done. Lord Enger Firehand and Sir Alan Firehand were the next to joust, and Sir Enger goes through. Let's have a look at Sir Alan, Master of Arms of the Father's Fields. He's fat as well. Seems like the Firehands are all fat now. Oh, he's got a daughter, Jane Firehand, who's 18. She's pretty decent. I've finally found a marriage then for Joe Arat, because we were trying to find a match for Joe Arat, weren't we? I think that's a decent match. So, yeah, we'll go for that. A Firehand and Rack. Perfect. Send. Decent marriage for him. I couldn't find one for him, so yeah, I'm happy with that. Lord Enger goes through. Sir Allender Greenstar and Cleus Brightmire with the next to joust. Greenstar goes through. Sir Andar Greenstar. Okay, well played. 23. He's not the current Lord, though, but there's loads of Greenstars by the looks of it now. Lord Moribald Rack and Sir Hendry the next to joust. Who's Sir Hendry? An old man, but wow, pretty impressive. Very good commander. Can we invite you to court? You're in the service of Lord Peter of Silverspear. We'll invite you to court. We can have a look at some of these commanders. Well done, Sir Moribald. Sir Adrian Bloom and Lord Stephen Mallister were the next to joust, and Sir Adrian Bloom has gone through. Yep, he's pretty decent. Aha, yes, I remember who you are. Husband of John Quill. You're the heir to Oldcastle, aren't you? Well done, a fine joust. Let's go on to the next joust. Lord Enger Firehand and Sir Elwood with the next to joust. Who's Sir Elwood? He's the one that we've already invited to court, isn't he? Yes, and Lord Enger Firehand goes through. Lord Stephen Rosehart and Lord Owen Greystart with the next to joust, and Sir Stephen Rosehart goes through. No surprise there. Lord Leopold Anvil and Sir Corman Silvereye, and Lord Leopold of the Smith's Forge goes through. Prince Jamie and Pierce Waddingham. Lord Mudd goes through. Sir Laris, whoever you are. Yeah, okay, you're pretty decent. He's gone through. Sir Shycross and Lord Moribald Rack with the next to joust. After many tilts and break lances, Lord Moribald is eventually on horse, leaving Sir Bracaro to be declared the winner. I don't know how he's managed that, but fair play. Sir Adrian Bloom and Sir Ellard with the next to joust. Adrian Bloom goes through. Aha, the coronation. I kneel before Septon Carl as a host of lords surround us in complete silence. The septon blesses me and places the crown upon my head, proclaiming me Queen of Andalia by grace of the gods. I am finally and truly Queen. Gives us loads of prestige and piety as well, which we desperately needed. Lord Coleman Bloom and Sir Andar Greenstar were the next to joust. After many tilts and broken lances, Sir Alandar was eventually unhorsed, leaving Lord Coleman to be declared the winner. Well done, a fine joust. The tourney being held in Sevensport is bringing many visitors to the area. The surrounding roads, inns and villages are reportedly very busy, and Sevensport itself is full of merchants and small folk selling their wares. Prosperity improves. Perfect, that's great news. I think it's time for our mid-POV though, where we're going to go to the hand of the King, Benfrey. Benfrey observed the various letters and papers under the dim light of a nearby candle. He had been receiving countless letters from across the kingdom from various loyal houses that had joined in the fight against Tytos. While they all had different ways of expressing this request, one thing remained constant, no matter if they were Corbury or Royce, Shycross or Mallister or Richards, one thing was requested, a marriage to join their houses to the throne. Why they did this, Benfrey was uncertain. Yes, he could see the long-term benefit of either having royal blood in their line, or better still, have one of their descendants seated upon the throne, but that was all hypothetical. The Sevenstar line was drawing ever thinner, and his sister Lyanna had only just recently born a daughter. Benfrey prayed she would receive the longed-for son and heir that Andalia had so desperately needed. His brother was now dead and his children royal hostages, but there could potentially still be other usurpers hidden in the cracks just waiting to appear. Tytos, Benfrey muttered to himself. This man had brought much grief to the realm. 3 members of his own family had been slain in his hand, and for what? A crown made of bones, a pile of corpses, and hundreds of thousands of starving small folk. Yet even when the council had sentenced Tytos and his fellow rebels to be executed or banished, that look of cool determination never left those eyes. Benfrey shook his head. No, he mustn't dwell on such things. He still had those he needed to serve and protect. The dead would have their time, but now he must focus on the living. Bandits and outlaws still plagued the lands of Andalia, preying on the vulnerable. The lands of Willowood, the Crossing and Seaguard all burnt and pillaged. Thankfully, the great Roseheart and Queen Lyanna's coronation seemed to be helping the realm slowly recover. Starting at its heart in Sevensport, traders and merchants were finally starting to return to the capital, with winter and the war finally at an end, and all the lords and knights of the realm had made their way to the capital to compete in the tourney and swear fealty to their new queen. The huge amount of coin coming in would help with the recovery of the kingdom, yet Benfrey knew Andalia would feel the repercussions of this terrible war for years to come. He turned to face his wife, who by now was into a deep sleep, her golden hair creating a miniature sun upon her pillow. He quietly went to her and kissed her cheek. Thank the gods I have someone to be my anchor, Benfrey thought. He turned back to the candle and blew out the flame. Sir Corman Silvereye versus Sir Barrico Shycross, and Sir Corman Silvereye is through. Stefan Roseheart versus Sir Laris, and Stefan Roseheart is through. Enga Firehand versus Arlen Josso, who was Kyra's husband, and Lord Firehand is through again. Firehand is doing very well in this tournament. Jamie Mudd versus Adron Bloom, and Lord Mudd has progressed, which is surprising. Colmore Bloom and Lord Leopold Anvil were the next to joust, and Lord Colmore goes through. Hubert Arryn has had talent removed from their treasury. At the age of 30, your brother-in-law, Lord Hubert Ruffermont, was unfortunately killed in a tourney joust by Lord Benfrey II of the Giant's Land. Oh dear. So the last remaining male Arryn was killed by Benfrey in a tourney accident. That is a shame. He does have a daughter though, Lady Karina of Ruffermont, who is married to Randomer. Okay, so the Arryn line is going to carry on for now by the looks of it. They've got the Valyrian Silver Sword talent. Lord Enga Firehand and Sir Corman Silvereye next to joust, and Sir Enga Firehand is through. Lord Stefan Roseheart and Prince Jamie Mudd were the next to joust, and Stefan Roseheart is through. Peace be with you, I accept your gracious invitation. Yes, some of those knights have appeared now. Sir Adron Bloom and Lord Colmore Bloom were the next to joust, and Lord Colmore was eventually unhorsed, so Sir Adron went through instead. His son has beaten him. Interesting. Your wisdom and mercy are legendary. I accept your suggestion that Sir Joa and Jane get married. Perfect. Jane Firehand has arrived at your court. Don't care about dragons. Lord Stefan Roseheart and Lord Enga Firehand were the next to joust in the list. After many tilts and broken lances, Lord Enga was eventually unhorsed, leaving Sir Stefan to be declared the winner.
After many tilts over several days, only 2 knights remained undefeated. Lord Stefan Rosehart and Sir Adrian Bloom faced each other in the final joust. And after many tilts and finally executed jousting, Sir Adrian was unhorsed, leading Lord Stefan Rosehart to be declared the winner of the tourney. No surprise there at the age of 63. Well played, Stefan, a worthy champion. So obviously we're not going to be giving the Lordship of the Crossfort to Stefan Rosehart. As victor of my tourney, Lord Stefan Rosehart had the honour of choosing the Queen of Love and Beauty, so he decided to crown his own wife, Bea Sevenstar. Very nice. Bea Sevenstar of the Blue Branch, who's 64, wow, and has gonorrhea. Lovely. A good choice. Right, so let's forward things along now. At least that tourney should, and the coronation with it, improve people's opinions of us, hopefully, once they fully finish. I really hope so anyway. I really, really hope so. We desperately need it. I believe that one of your vassals will be discouraged from associating with conspiratorial factions if the proper leverage is obtained. Let's threaten the vassal. Put him in line. Hopefully that will work. Horace Rack has called in a favour on creating cold water. Under my guidance, my young nephew Byra is slowly mastering the art of swordsmanship. We could do with getting you a better guardian, to be honest. Okay, the tournament is over and now time to bask in the glory. A glorious event. We gain 102 prestige. Everyone's opinion of us goes up by 5. Right, let's have a look at you. You're strong, a trained fighter, decent martial. You've got the intrigue focus, which is interesting. Deceitful, sloth. We're not change that? No. Let's find you a better guardian. A Zion guardian. Let's have a look who we've got. Someone with decent learning. You've got decent learning. Someone with decent martial. Could you put you under Pier? That wouldn't be too bad. Let's put you under Pier 7-star. Yes, Pier Snow, sorry. The neck is still being invaded by the Ironborn. How are they doing in that war? The Iron Islands is 3% in favour. It's really annoying that we can't join in, even though they are technically our lords. Honoured Queen, I ask your forgiveness. If I have done something to offend, I obviously wouldn't dream of associating with any factions conspiring against you or your enlightened rule. You are forgiven, Lord Waynwood, so that sorted that out. We have got other factions, though. Gwenna for Mountain of Vale. Gwenna Aaron, heir to the Lordship of Ruffermon. Okay. Lady Serena for Mountain and Vale. So people are starting to go against us with other people. Dispose Queen Lyanna. I thought we just got rid of that. Okay, so we do have a couple of things that we need to sort out at some point going forward. That was something I wanted to do, actually. Where is it? But then again, hey, we're apparently a tyrant, which is very annoying. I don't know how we're a tyrant. That's stupid. How is Kyra, our heir, doing? Just attractive. 2 diplomacy. He's decent. Kalara Orson died under suspicious circumstances. Okay. Whoever she is. Lady Snell of Silverhill has inherited City of Tumbleton. Doesn't really affect us in the slightest, does it? It's been a relatively peaceful episode, this one, hasn't it? Which is what we needed after all that war. We need the realm to recover. Desperately. Desperately need the realm to recover. That's going to be bad for the neck. 53% in favour of High King Aga now, which is not good. The neck is going to fall to the Ironborn, which will be quite interesting. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Have we got any open council positions? No. Who's our... Okay. Still got plenty of money to spend. Is there anything else we can do to try and get people on side? We could hold a feast. We could hold a summer. Let's hold a summer fair. I have given the order that a summer fair should be held in Sevensport this summer. Good. Let's do that and try and get people on side a little bit more. We want to try and get people on side as much as we can, especially the small folk. They deserve some rewards. After all that they've been through, they deserve some peaceful times. Right. So the Snowfalls are once again plotting against us, so we do need to do something about that. Lady Serena of Mountain of Vale, Lord Belmore as well. Lady Arissa of the Sisters, who's married to Lord Max Richards. Interesting. Right. We could imprison you, and you've got 33% chance of that working. Now that other thing's over, we can send our Master of Whisper. Oh, we can't send him yet. It's not been long enough. That's a shame. Let's start fabricating claims again now, though. We'll be able to start doing that. Let's fabricate a claim on the Black Woodlands. We do want to go down that south to the north of the Red Fork. I'd invited a monkey trainer to the summer fair and the performance went well until one of the monkeys refused to ride on top of a pig. The trainer beat the monkey with a stick, which led the other monkeys to attack the trainer, biting him and hitting him with his own stick. Serves him right. Or he shouldn't have beaten that poor creature. We gained some piety and diplomacy. So yeah, we'll definitely go for that option. This year's summer fair was a great success. The merchants and traders drawn to Sevensport have revitalised the province's economy. Perfect, which is just what we need. Don't care about dragons at all. No! Good news and bad news at the same time. Lord Colmore the Brave of Oldstone died a natural death at the age of 62. No, not Lord Colmore. I love Lord Colmore. That is a great, great, great loss to Andalia. So who is the new Lord? Lord Adran of Oldcastle, Adran Bloom, who's half the Mystic. Interesting. Small tourney winner, Grand Tourney, second place. Offer non-aggression pact, yes. But the good news is I'm surely with child. My husband will be pleased. Okay, please be a son. We are desperate for a son. My Master of Coin, Lord Danis, has been hard at work in Crossfort, increasing infrastructure and motivating the local people to work even harder. Perfect. I can't believe Lord Colmore has died. Lots of peasants have been moving to the country of the Crossfort lately. Your Master of Coin, Danis Corbury, suggests building new roads in order to make it easier for the peasants to reach their central holdings. I will let Danis oversee the construction, of course. Yes, if we can improve stuff. I believe that one of your vassals can be discouraged from association with conspiratorial factions if the proper leverage is obtained. Let's have a look. It's Lord Michael the Drunkard. We will have to obligate the vassal. Can we now send our spy master? We need a new master at arms as well now. Benfrey Lancer can be our master at arms at the age of 16. That is absolutely hilarious. But I think we'll go with Lady Pia Snow and we'll get her to train the children. Benfrey Lancer could be a future master at arms. How is Benfrey Lancer doing now? Is he in our court now then, Benfrey Lancer? Because if he is, I want him as a bodyguard, most certainly. Sorry, Sir Glendon, but if we've got Benfrey Lancer at 33 Marshal, oh my god. He's 16. That is ridiculous. Oh my god. Yeah, Benfrey Lancer as one of our bodyguards, please. Let's have a little look at Benfrey Lancer now then. Now that he's come of age. He's now 16. With 21 diplomacy and 33 martial. Oh my god. Okay, so he's a brilliant commander and a trickster, an aggressive leader, giant, genius, attractive, strong. He's still a squire. He's not been knighted yet. A formidable fighter, brawny, diligent, just, kind, proud, and content. Oh my god, that is insane. That is actually insane. Okay. The peddlers are loading their wares and the merchants are taking down their stalls. The jugglers, strolling players, and the other entertainers are preparing to leave. This summer fair is over for this year. It was great fun while it lasted. Gained 5 prestige. Perfect. Now, I kind of want to make sure that we have this son before, well, hopefully a son before the end of this episode. Honourable Queen, thank you for reminding me of my duties and obligations as your vassal. Perfect. So Lord Belmore is on side. We just need to now send our Master of Whispers to the sisters, as always. We always end up sending her. Can we reappoint Enger yet? No. Bollocks. Right, let's continue forwarding. Your Grace, for some time now I have been in the employ of Lord Benfrey II, but now I seek a better station. I humbly request that I join you in Sevensport, that I may serve you. All I ask is a small recompense. I accept. Sir Byron joins Queen Lyanna the Kinslayer. He doesn't take over any... Oh, I didn't even say yes, but okay. So he's arrived at our court. He's the heir to the High Lordship of the Father's Fields, apparently. Heir to the High... Really? But I thought, how come he's the heir and not Cass's son? Lord Enger the Evil. And his heir is Sir Byron Firehand, who is... Who is Sir Byron Firehand to him? How are you the heir to the Baroton now? They must have changed the law of succession. To be fair, though, you're not bad, to be fair. You're very decent, unyielding, only a poor fighter, but you've got very good martial. Okay, I don't know what's happening there, but fair enough. What a bother. The number of good dresses I am still able to wear is growing increasingly smaller as my pregnancy takes its course. Perhaps I should order new clothes to be tailored on my current measurements. I'll have Ambrose buy me new clothes. No need to go through all this trouble for some dress. Well, no, we do have fashionable, don't we? So, of course, I really need to order new clothes. And Rogar Sweetblood has arrived at your court, our nephew of House Lancer. Rogar Sweetblood, who the hell are you? Andal, it's our nephew. Son of Lady Pia the Vixen and Lord Joran of the Black Sheep Hills. Okay, so Lady Pia has a son. Was she having an affair? Apparently not. Okay, that's interesting. So she's had a bastard son, Rogar Snow, with the Lord of the Black Sheep Hills. We'll make him important. We'll keep an eye on him. See, okay, interesting. Invited to a plot. May live in hard contentment. We would like you to back our plot to fabricate evidence of Lord Owen's treason. Decline. Because I don't think Owen Greystock's done anything wrong. I highly doubt it. My beloved husband decided to pay me a visit tonight. We have not had a lot of time together since the pregnancy started showing, so it was a much welcome surprise for me to meet him in private again. Thank you for your visit. Our health improves. That's good. I don't care about dragon stuff. Though I had thought my courtier Wendell Stark to be a more reasonable man, his request to be allowed to duel his rival Sir Joe Arrak is slightly erratic. Wendell claims to be constantly subject to affronts from his rival and has asked for permission to defend his honour. Let's have a look at you then, Wendell Stark. You are slow and a poor fighter. So, okay, we'll allow the duel because Joe Arrak is going to completely humiliate you, isn't he? Let's allow the duel and see what happens. Nothing by the looks of it. Nothing happened. Oh, my liege, my work in Blackwood Vale seems to have come to fruition. By bribing, cajoling, extorting, threatening, forging doctors, I've managed to fabricate a claim on the High Lordship of Blackwood. Use it. Perfect. Queen Lyanna, I've elicited the advice of a group of my bannermen. Yeah, I don't care. Perfect. So we now have a claim on the High Lordship of Blackwood. That's perfect. Let's move our Master of Laws then. Let's fabricate a claim on the Viperin lands now so that we can get that. That's the other bit of land that we wanted. Does that mean we could technically just go to war with you then and claim Blackwood? Yeah, we actually could. You're fighting against your liege, so we could do that and take over that very quickly. So I think that we will do that. Let's claim Blackwood quickly. Let's try and get a small victory for Andalia to try and improve stuff. We desperately do need to try and do that. Let's call up Benfrey's, wow, 6,000 men, as well as the Wickerden army, which is 4,000. Let's march those down to Willowwood, where we'll call upon the Seymour army as well of 1 man. Okay, no, we won't call upon the Seymour army after all. We will call upon our Crossfort. Wow, 69 men, that's embarrassing. Disband unit. The Corbry army, maybe a decent amount. 2,000, yeah. That'll probably be enough men to take Blackwood Vale. We'll get Benfrey to take that for us. Why we've got a chance to take it easier without going to war with the Stormlands. May you live in harmony and contentment. I've appointed as your regent. So the baby is almost here. Benfrey is now our regent. I just want to get the baby born before the end of this episode. And Bia Sevenstar died of gonorrhea. Stefan Roseheart's wife. That's a shame. Get our troops down there quickly. At the age of 50, your kinswoman, Lyanna Sevenstar, died a natural death. Who was she? She was married to Lord Darwin Silverspear. The regency of Queen Lyanna has ended. And, oh my god, it's another daughter. We need a son. A daughter was born to Queen Lyanna, the Kinslayer and High King Ambrose of Andalia. She's been born with the attractive trait as well. Algalatine, not too sure about that name, if I'm honest. What's the Grom? Civil, name after random ancestor. Violet 7. Yeah, Violet was a good person, wasn't it? Let's go with Violet 7-star. Okay, so we've got a second daughter. That's frustrating. But we will end this episode here, guys. So thank you all so much for watching. As always, I really appreciate it. I hope that you have enjoyed. Please don't forget to like and comment down below. And don't forget that we will be doing a realm overview stream for the start of Lyanna's series, Lyanna's reign, the day after this episode airs. So don't forget to check that out. Thanks once more, and I'll see you all very soon.